Okay. And then how does anybody feel about, have you reviewed Kelly's proposal?
Look at it.
Okay.
It covers the spectrum. I just feel that, the money coming back to us, that we could maximize the value for the city. I mean, we're technically charged with being the DMO for the city. We are the direct marketing organization. So technically, we are supposed to be marketing every and all things Snellville, right? Now, we've had, through the years in particularly probably this last year, we've really talked about, we do great at events, but we need to be outside of that box too. I mean, we need to be advertising for some chase of wedding venues that are here. We need to be advertising and promoting the park that's in the city. But in doing that, we also need those parameters, the limitations as to all those different entities, like what the park, what can they take. So when you do market it, you're marketing that direct group of folks that want to come to the park, right? I mean, like the last tournament you had there, it was a little overwhelming, I understood, for the park, right? So it's a conversation, I think, that we just need to make sure we get that target audience when we get out there. We need to get out there. We've had this discussion, I know, to talk with the filming industry, but we also need to catalog and have it on our website, all the different places that Snellville does have to offer that could be a potential site for, that industry. When that industry is looking for something, they don't sit down and they're out and about, they're scoping. Nobody sits at their desk. Those people are not desk people. They are out and about and they are looking. So it's just a matter of making sure they know the contact here. I know that Lisa currently, when she goes to those meetings, I know that she represents all the 9 cities that that hotel motel tax. Because I think all the cities except us are all within the city. So the cities get the money, but they don't have a tourism and trade, if that makes sense. But I think we can do a lot. I'm all for, I think, especially with the growth coming, I think it's very important that we are up front and center with this growth coming up. In particular, toward the end of the year, when you've got some bricks out there, something to show. You can only keep saying so much until you have something that's concrete there, right? And if you looked at the proposals, I know Todd, I talked to him and he wanted the projection like from the COVID to what we anticipated at the maximum amount when the Hampton Inn first came, what we thought that hotel motel tax should bring. So I kind of did it the range and in the notes of potential, I mean, I felt we'd probably be between, 35 and 60, somewhere 55 in that range. And we don't have the magic wand for next year. We don't know what COVID's going to do. Most of the hotel stays now, they're not business stays. They're mostly people coming in to visit. They're people who actually live here who want to get out of their house, believe it or not. So it's a lot of that going on, and I don't foresee that to change much. And the last 3 months have been kind of consistent with 2019, which is good. And I only looked at the Hampton Inn, not the LaQuinta in-town suite, so I'm going to meet with them in the next couple of weeks and kind of see where their numbers are relative to last year. But, I think, to have a good plan in place and to see where the growth is, and like I alluded to in the information I sent y'all, I think it's important that, we talk directly with the developers and work with the city and developers together so we can get that information and we all, resonate that same message about what's coming out.
Well, this year we've sent $76,931.75 to Explore Gwinnett.
So what?
We've spent $76,931.75.
On what?
explore going in.
That's where we're asking.
And most of that's been,
So you've given them 76,000 already?
Hey,
Wait a minute.
hey,
Wait a minute.
you don't want to know how much
That's
you've
two
gotten,
pennies.
so
My
let's
six
watch what you
pennies, I
say.
haven't gotten that much.
now, you've gotten 230,795.
That's from the 6/30 audit.
Oh.
So it's the last fiscal year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to be sure. So that's on the fiscal year, so you're
Right.
clipping only that.
So we need to see-
you're only
yeah, we need to
clipping
see
that
what this
last
one comes
quarter.
out to.
Yeah, 220.
But we're going to have to look at getting help. We need people who are dedicated to hitting the movie situation, to hitting the
Right.
wedding situation, whether it's an outside agency, another employee, or whatever.
Yeah, we talked about
That's what we
that.
need to, but we
As
can't talk about it,
as
it's got to
we get
happen.
more money, we can do that, right.
Well,
Well, with COVID, but that's last fiscal.
oh, I know, but whatever.
We have to be realistic with the numbers.
Yeah, but we can get the numbers from
Yeah,
June to December,
Right.
figure out what we've got, and then figure out where we have to go. But we can't do this on a wing and a prayer and say, well, I think. We got to have dedicated people who are going to hit the areas that need to be hit.
right.
So
Well,
that's,
and we're talking about having a marketing team that, I mean, outside of the people that we use to do some things.
yeah, people who have connections,
Right.
who can make a phone call and you're there, as opposed to, I think I know a guy. Okay. Anything else? County rezoning application at 1498 Scenic Highway. This is where Scenic Highway and,
Started, I'll put you on speaker. Jason wanted to be called in.
Okay.
I put him on speaker.
and North Road come together. They're proposing 200 and some odd apartments. 14 apartments. And I've sent an email to the county, Gretchen has and Todd has, opposing it. It doesn't fit the land use plan. So that seems to be the strongest situation. I've seen people writing it, the standard stuff, apartments bring criminals and on and on and on and on. That doesn't fly. Traffic doesn't fly, school overcrowding doesn't fly. So what I said in my letter was, it doesn't fit the land use plan, and due to the proximity to Snellville, it's going to increase Snellville's resource use, because people are there going to call Snellville PD when there's a crime because it's so close. And there's other infrastructure considerations. So anybody who hasn't sent an email, I would encourage you to do so.
Just, I sent Erica, and she probably won't get them in time to actually put them up during my council meeting, the pictures of the site map and the architectural design of the buildings, and some of the other developments that the company behind this has done. And the difference between what they're proposing here on the south end of the county and what they've done at Sugarloaf and what they've done up at the Cool Ray Field is night and day. They are proposing a bargain basement facility that is designed poorly. It does not meet the stated goals of the 2040 comp plan for mixed-use development, which says that the buildings should be pushed towards the main thoroughfares. The way this is structured, they're either, the buildings are in the center of the development or they are along North Road. Their garbage compactor backs up to the residential property along North Road. Their detention ponds are stretched out to the corners of the property rather than using an interior area that could actually be a park-like for use for the residents. So it is basically a 1970s or 1980s apartment plan. Most of the property is surface parking, and I will be reaching out specifically to all of the commission members before the meeting in December.
Jason, anything to add?
No, I I just wanted to make sure. There seemed to be some, some, from what I read, one of the citizens that I think they're from outside the county had stated that there's a clause that allows the city to actually kind of interact in the process in an official city capacity and be part of the hearing as a representative and somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong, there's a vote that can be given directly by a city official, and somebody had asked about that, and I just wanted to make sure that we've never really gone to that extreme to kind of exert our power or influence on the edge of the county, and I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case here, that we would, could lobby individually as councilmen, as, whoever the person is, our representatives, which will probably do a lot more than trying to show up and, throw our weight around with one extra vote or something. I want to make sure nobody was trying to invoke that clause that is reportedly on the books in Gwinnett County.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing that until you just told me about it.
Well, Chuck, I think that's why. Is Chuck there, or is he?
Tony's here.
Is Tony there?
Tony's here.
I think I've got an email where somebody referenced that, and I've heard about it in the past, but never actually seen the verbiage or the literature, the code that states that through the county. I wasn't sure if that was true, if that was still in place, or if that was something that may have happened in the past. But I believe, and I've heard that 2 or 3 times now. We've never went there, but that there is a higher level of I guess interaction that we could have besides just stating that it doesn't fit or whatever. However, the position of the council or citizens or anyone, that it can even go as far as having somebody sit in and vote. And I wasn't sure if that was correct or not. I want to make sure what everybody wanted to do on that end.
I think it's at the planning commission level.
They've already heard it.
Yeah. So you can participate at that level with the folks that are appointed to participate with the planning commission. They share their seats for recommendation purposes.
Okay, but not at the commission level, at the actual legislative body or the final decision is what you're telling me.
No.
Okay,
Just,
all right.
just the elected.
Well, that was my biggest concern. I wasn't sure exactly what the provision was because I've only heard about it, never actually seen it on paper anywhere.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
I know a couple of times Joe Wilson reached out to the planning commission, so that's the only level I'd ever heard it done. That does not mean that we cannot reach out to those commissioners that we know or want to know and express to them, because the letters are great, but they actually go to a staff person who then it gets put in a report and gets passed along. They have 30 to 50 cases on their agenda. So personal contact, personal emails, personal phone calls from the elected officials is going to go a lot further than, oh, yeah, it's here in my packet somewhere. So please, if you care about it, reach out to them personally.
And send it to all of them, because all the commissioners vote, so don't just send it to District 3, because they all vote. Okay? If there's nothing else, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Lunch. You get a second?
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned. You got